Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our 5.3 of our series on search engine optimization. The last couple of weeks, we've primarily talked about things that you do on your website for search engine optimization. Today, we're going to talk about backlinks, which is something that you would do off of your website. And then we're going to talk about keyword research as well. So when we talk about backlinks, what we are referring to is links that are from other people's websites or just somewhere else on the web that link back to somewhere on your website. Sometimes they link to the home page, sometimes they link to an inside page or a blog page or something like that, or maybe directly to a product if you're an e-commerce store. But any way it goes, it's just a link from somewhere else on the web back to your website. Now, not all links are created equal. The gold standard of links would be considered a .gov or a .edu link. And those can be challenging to get sometimes. I know for ourselves, we have been lucky enough to get some .edu links by teaching some of the classes and being involved in some of the programs at our local university and a couple of universities that aren't local. And then we've also been fortunate to get some .gov backlinks through some work that we've done on some government projects where they linked from like a news story or an update that was on their own website back to our website. So when you can get those .edus and the .govs that are linking back to your website, those have a lot of authority and will in turn boost your website's authority. Beyond that, you want to look for websites that just have a high domain authority. It means that it is a website that it's got some presence out there. Google or the other search engines look at it and say, this is an important website. And from that website, it is linking back to your website. And then we have social signals, which are another type of backlink. And basically, social signals are when things start popping up on social media about you. A social signal wouldn't necessarily be just somebody posting a link on social media back to a website, but it's more about when something kind of goes viral. If you think about a news story, for example, if something happens in the news, it tends to be all over social media really quick. So you might have something that happened an hour ago that when you go search for it, it's the top result in the Google search index. Well, we're not so lucky as to be able to do that in business just for the services that we offer. But when there's something that just pops up all over social media, the search engines index those social media sites, they see these links popping up all over the place and they say, oh, this must be something really important. And they will increase that to the top of their search index and show that as the top search results when you're searching for something to do with that. So social signals are important as well. So backlinks, the best practices for them is that they should be naturally occurring, or at least appear that way. In other words, well, I'll get into buying backlinks in a minute, but you want to mix up your anchor text. I talked about anchor text in the first video series, or the first live stream series that we did a couple of weeks ago. Anchor text is just whatever the text is that links to your website. So like in our case, we wouldn't want all of our anchor text to say website design or marketing agency. We would want that anchor text to be mixed up. Somewhere in someone's text, they might be talking about the best marketing agency in Louisiana. And of course, they're referring to us, so that text would then be the link to our website. Now, you want to have links from pages that have high page rank. That's the best thing, which we talked about that. But, so not just any old website is going to give you good domain authority when they link to you. That's why those EDUs and the .govs are really powerful, is because usually those are websites that they have a lot of presence online. They're very powerful. So again, you want powerful websites linking back to you. The more powerful the website that links back to you, the more power it is going to give your website in the search results. And then the best practice is to not buy links. Now, in search engine optimization, it is a common practice that links are bought. Sometimes they are purchased, sometimes they are rented. There are a lot of ways to get yourself in trouble doing that. The search engines don't want you buying links. They want these links to happen naturally. So when you go on Fiverr and you buy 500 links back to your website for $20, those are not going to be quality links. They're also not going to look naturally occurring when over the course of a couple of weeks you got 500 new links back to your website, and they all have the same exact anchor text, and they're all blog comments. So you don't want to buy links like that. Now, even on the high end of buying links, you have to be really careful, because there are these things called personal blog networks. People will build up these PBNs, as they refer to them, and they will build up powerful websites in various topics, and then they will make money off of them by selling links off of those websites. Now, everything is fine and good until Google puts together the pieces and realizes that all of these websites that are linking back to your website are part of a personal blog network. And when that happens, now your website gets penalized by Google. So you have to be super, super careful if you're going to buy links. That's why we say the best strategy is just don't buy links at all. And certainly don't do this as a novice in search. You want someone, if someone is going to buy links for you, you want it to be someone who knows what they are doing. We do not buy links at 5 stones. We prefer to build search engine, just your presence in the search engines by building your website up as an authority on a topic. It does take longer that way, but it is something that will never come back to bite you, whereas buying links very well could. And then stay away from those PBNs and the link exchanges. Your friends who have their website that says, if you'll put a link to your website or to my website on yours, I'll put a link to your website on mine. That's a bad idea. You don't want every website that's linking to you to, for you to also be linking back to them. It's not natural, and the search engines know that these aren't naturally occurring links. So some ways to actually get good backlinks yourself would be things like directory listings and trade associations. You think of your local Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce, in many cases, will have a directory of all of their listings, but then they will allow you the option to put a link from their website back to yours in their directory. Now, I said don't buy backlinks, and in some cases the Chambers of Commerce or the Trade Association will charge you a little bit to put that link back to your website. In that case, it's okay, because you're not really, it's not someone who's selling links for the purpose of search engine optimization, but it is something that will help you. The trade associations, you just think about all the trade associations that you're involved with, and in some cases you might have 5 to 10 really nice backlinks that you can get from those trade associations back to your website. So you need to look and see, are the trade associations that you're involved with, do they have a member directory? And if so, do they offer an opportunity for you to get a link from their directory listings back to your website? Great way to get a good link. And sometimes those trade organizations have some fairly powerful websites. Guest blog post. This is a situation where you would write a blog, or you would hire a writer to write a blog for you that would go on someone else's website, and within that blog there's a link back to your website. There's nothing wrong with this. This is a good way to build good links back to your website, and you are offering that person a value in that they're getting good content for their website. And look, don't try to do a crappy blog post and get someone to put it on their blog. You want to do a really well thought out, well written blog post for that person so that they're getting value out of it, and then you get the value out of them posting that to their website, and in return giving you a backlink from their website to yours. So a great way to get a backlink. Client or donor websites. So if you have clients or people that you donate to, that it would make sense for them to put a link back to your website, then sometimes that's a good thing to do. And I'll give you an example. One of my clients that we've done a lot of search engine optimization for, they make logistics software. So they are, what they do is they want students who are learning logistics and supply chain management to understand their software. So they donate that software to the schools, the colleges that have logistics and supply chain management courses, so that their students will get used to working in their software be experienced with it, and possibly the place that they go to work be able to convince them to use this software that they're familiar with. So it's a pretty good thing. But the other thing is the college gets a lot of advantage or a lot of benefit out of this, because now they're getting a software program that is thousands of dollars to use with their students for free. So sometimes the department of that college will link back to that software company's website. And these are high quality .edu links. Think like University of Miami, I know is one of the people that they've donated to. So when they get a link like that back to their website, it's powerful. So think about where in your business is that opportunity to get that link back to your website. And then of course, social signals. Now, a lot of times social signals aren't good, because when something just pops up all of a sudden and it's all over social media really quick, sometimes it's bad news. And you don't necessarily want that. So, social signals, if you can get that thing that goes viral that's great about your business, then that's awesome and a great way to make your website rank much better. All right, so if you've got any questions about backlinks, be sure to post them in the comments under this video on Facebook, and we will be sure to answer you. So now we're going to move on to keyword research, which keyword research is really bringing it back to on-page optimization, the things that you would do on your website. But you need to figure out what are the words that I need to put on my website that people are searching for. So just to give you a definition, a key word could be something like widget, whereas a key phrase would be something like red widget. So that would be the difference between a keyword and a key phrase. As I move forward, if I talk about, if I say keyword or key phrase, I'm talking about either one of these things. And then a long-term key phrase might be something like red widget manufacturers in New Orleans. And these long tail phrases are the things that can really get you a lot of business, because the longer the description that the person searches and the closer that matches to what you have on your website, the more relevant of a client that person probably is who's doing searching. So the long tail key phrases are where the money is. So the purpose of keyword research is to make sure that you're writing content using the words that your audience is searching for. So, I've got an example here. You don't want to optimize your website for the word widgets if people are actually searching for doohickeys. And I'll show you some examples of that and why you need to really think that through. But some keyword research tools that can be used would be the Google Keyword Planner, Google Trends, Market Samurai, or just regular old Google search on the most basic level. And there's a lot of different premium tools that you can purchase. Most of the do-it-yourselfers are going to use the tools that Google already has for free. So this is an example of the keyword planner that is in Google, and it is a free tool to use. You do need to have an AdWords account to access it, but what the keyword planner will allow you to do is search for phrases that would be related to your business, and it'll show you like how many people are actually searching for those words. So in many cases, you're going to want the words that are searched for the most. If you're in a very highly competitive field, then sometimes you want to find those words that they're not the most highly searched word, but your competition isn't trying to rank their websites for it, and those would be the golden goose keywords that we like to rank for. So, if you've got a key for, your main keyword, like in our business, web design, well, that's a word that's going to be searched for hundreds of thousands of times per day across the United States. But when you get into a situation where you find that, and look, I'm not telling y'all what any of our golden goose keywords are because I don't want people using them, but if you can find that golden goose keyword for your business where maybe it's only searched for 10 times per day, but you can be the website that you outrank all of your competition because they're not, like they overlooked that word. They're not trying to rank for that. Well, that is a keyword that can make you a lot of money. So those golden goose keywords are great. The Keyword Planner is a tool that'll show you many of the words that are being searched for around your industry, and you have to decide, do you want to go for that keyword that everybody is searching for and try to outrank your competition, or do you want to really fine-tune it and look down the list and find the ones that people are searching for, that there's still enough searches to make it worth ranking your website for it, but your competition is not searching for that word. So the Keyword Planner is one tool that will do that. Now, an even better tool to be able to do that, and this is the tool that I use when I'm doing keyword research, is called Market Samurai. And it will actually give you the exact numbers of how many people are searching for it. It'll show you how many other websites are competing for that keyword because they have the keyword in their title tag. How many are within the content of the website. It's just a great tool that'll really allow you to get deep into the keyword research and find those golden goose keywords. So, the big keywords, the ones that everybody is searching for, you don't even need to do research for those. You know those off the top of your head, and those are usually the ones that somebody comes to, and it's an attorney, and they're like, I want to rank for personal injury attorney in 4 states, and it's like, okay, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars do you have to put behind the search engine optimization? Because that's what it's going to take to get you ranking well for something like that. Now, to rank locally in your own hometown, that's a different story. It can be done. To rank nationally for just a small key phrase like that, personal injury attorney, in such a highly competitive field, it's going to cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to do that. And then here is an example of what many of you will wind up doing. The do-it-yourselfers who are doing your own search engine optimization and you want to do keyword research. One of the easiest things to do is just go do a search for your main keyword in Google and then scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. And here's an example of where I searched for internet marketing. And then these are some other common key phrases that are searched for. And you need to look at those and figure out, is there something in there that I want to rank for? Now, another great tool, and it's a free tool, is Google Trends. And I show you the picture of this because I want to show you the value of Google Trends. And you can just go to google.com/trends to access it. So what do you call this thing that we're looking at here on this slide? Now, I teach this class live, and there have been many occasions where I passed around paper and had everybody write down what they call this thing. And for this particular device, some people are going to call it a thumb drive, or a USB drive, or a USB stick. I've gotten flash drive, all kinds of different things that people call this. Well, which one do you want to rank your website for? And that's where Google Trends really comes in. So with Google Trends, you're able to put in all of the different keywords and figure out which one is the word that most people are calling this. So if you can see this on the screen, the blue line is for the word thumb drive, the red line is for USB drive, the yellow line is flash drive, the green line is USB stick, and the purple line is USB flash drive. And we can see that the trends show that USB drive is the clear winner. However, over time, it has gotten closer and closer as it's just become more and more broad as to what people would actually call this product. So Google Trends is a really great way to go do a quick search to see what phrase are people using to find whatever product or service it is that I'm offering. Completely free tool, google.com/trends. And then I will leave you with this final thing to drive home the point of you need to know what people are searching for. And this is an actual example of a case study that I read where a lot of money was being spent on ads and it shouldn't have been. So when we look at this picture, you need to think about what would you be searching for if you wanted to stay in that building right there, okay? So that building, we clearly see the sign on it that says the Hilton. And right here, we see a picture of the Eiffel Tower. so we know that this building is in Paris. So if these people were doing advertising, if they didn't think about it, which they didn't at first, the keywords that they were trying to rank for, or in their case, purchase ads for, were Paris Hilton. Now you think about how many people are searching for Paris Hilton that don't care anything about that hotel or the city of Paris. So really put some thought into your keywords and key phrases, especially when you're buying them, when you're doing pay-per-click advertising, to make sure that you're not paying for stuff that is related to something completely different than what it is that you're selling. So thank you for being here with us today. If you've got any questions, make sure, again, post them in the comments under the video, and we will be back next week where we're going to be talking about Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Tools, which is something that any small business owner really should be using. So I look forward to seeing you next week.